Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and I'm here today with a Mr. Freeze Lego keychain. This was the minifigure version of him was released in 2006 and 2008, until in 2012 he was revised to a different version of Mr. Freeze. As far as the keychain itself and all the information about it, you can find it in the description below. Should be the first little paragraph of information about its original price and when it was released and how you could find out more about it. You could usually find this information through Brickset.com, and I usually do. As far as the minifigure by itself, it's actually pretty cool, no pun intended, pretty cool keychain. Mr. Freeze is one of those characters that kind of, doesn't get a good rep a lot of times when it comes to film adaptations. As we all know, everybody chill. So I don't have to remind you more about that. But I actually do like this character a lot as far as his origins and how he was introduced in the animated TV series of Batman. His backstory was pretty interesting and kind of makes him a bit of a tragic character. And this version of him, I think, is one of my more favorite versions of any iteration of Mr. Freeze. He's gone through at least 2, maybe 3 different versions. And yeah, actually 3 versions, because there was the one from the 1960s. So he's been around for a while in terms of Batman coverage in media. But this 2006-2008 version is personally my favorite. It just has a very intimidating look on his face. The red eyes really bring some mystery, but, some fear into it. He also just has a nice, simple design for the backpack, which has been used since the early days of Classic Space. As far as the keychain itself, you cannot take any of the pieces apart, including the backpack. They are all glued together, pre-craggle, and I've actually tried, and you can't remove any of these things. So, not even these little tanks on the back that would be, his Sub-Zero coolants. As far as the minifig parts themselves, I don't want to break anything, but I don't think they can come apart. Otherwise, I probably would have popped it by now. The hands can come apart. That's pretty easy. The head and, the accessories on the head, I don't really expect that to pop apart. The legs are pretty interesting because, number 1, they can come off. And number 2, with the version that I bought, I actually don't know why, but this one is actually a lesser color than the other one. I've actually seen this with other blues of the same color, that over time, they kind of wear a little bit darker, a little bit, kind of like the yellowing effect on white, but it's a discoloration effect on blue. And I hope you can see that up close because it's pretty interesting. I'm not really sure what conditions it was in to make it like this, and I'm kind of worried if I leave it under the light too long, it might actually have a similar effect. I've usually heard that sunlight and natural and, even artificial light can sometimes, discolor pieces, but I'm not really sure. But it's pretty interesting. And I also like how it has the little tile with it too. You can't really take the tile off because of the way it's arranged on the keychain, but it's still a nice thing to have included with it. So if you were to put it on a keychain rack or on, a backpack or something, it would still have that cool jingle and just a nice thing to carry around. So that's it for our look at Mr. Freeze as a keychain, and we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this figure and about the keychain. Do you have the version of Mr. Freeze shown here, or do you have other versions of him? And be sure to check out some other superheroes reviews, as well as other merchandise reviews in general that I've done on the channel. They are in their own playlists. One should be marked for superheroes, both DC and Marvel. And as far as media reviews, that's also its own playlist. So, we'll see you later.